10 times greater than the sample size. And that'll be more important to us as we move through the later chapters in the text. Okay, so the notation that you're going to see for binomial looks like this. If you remember, normal distribution looked like this, where I knew mu and standard deviation. And so binomial, I have two variables as well. And n is the number of trials. And remember, we said we needed to know that before we started. And p is the probability of success. Now, you have to be careful about what p actually is, because sometimes, and so we're going to put a little note here to ourselves, sometimes success is actually failure, because we're keeping track of the number of fails. So pay attention to that. So we sort of use that term loosely, that it's the probability of success. Success is what we're after. So on this next one, on this first example, we are interested in finding the number of foul shots made if we make 20 attempts, and we know that our average percentage is 40%. So before I start drawing the probability distribution, I want to check to see, is it binomial? And so I'm going to check these four conditions. So I check to see, are there two outcomes? And in this case, I would say yes, I make the foul shot, or I miss. Is there a fixed number of trials? Again, I would say yes, 20. Are foul shots independent? Yes, although some of you might try to argue that they're not. They are, in fact, independent. Whether I make the first one does not influence whether I make the next one, and vice versa. And does the probability remain fixed? Yes, because they are independent. And somebody has nicely kept track of my statistics. So, probability of success, in other words, in this case, making it, is 0.4. So now I'm ready to draw a distribution table for it. It's going to be very large. We're going to come back and add the distribution tables after we've talked a little more about how to calculate the probabilities. So moving on to number 2, I want to check to see, again, is it binomial? So we're flipping coins and we're keeping track of the number of heads. So, first question, are there only two outcomes? Answer is yes, heads or tails. Is there a fixed number of trials? In this particular case, we are flipping 4 times, so the answer to that is yes. Are flips independent? Again, answer is yes. And is the probability of success fixed? In this case, we'll say that's heads, since we're keeping track of heads. And the answer is yes. And again, we're going to come back and do the distribution table later.